Okay, without further ado, I choose this topic. Why I choose this topic? I've been starting to have ENT training in 1995. And I attained my fellowship in year 2000. Frankly speaking, even when I attained my fellowships and when I'm working in UK, I still confused. Which one is allergic rhinitis? Which one is sinusitis? So, what more so for practitioners who are not specialized in ENT, and what more so for medical students, just do a 2 weeks ENT training, and after that, they will have ENT exposure. And what more so about our public, which have minimal medical knowledge about ENT. So, my focus here is that at the end of this sharing here, you all can take home a message how you differentiate allergic rhinitis and sinusitis, and what are the principles of treating these two. And this is very important because I feel the need to share. Because as I said, even when I become a fellowship as ENT surgeon, I'm still not very clear until I myself figure out slowly and through studies. Actually, it's quite simple if you can grab a few points. And I also have a lot of patients come to see me with complaint, I have sinus. I said, what is your problem? He said, no, I have sinus. Yes, I know you have sinus, but what is your problem? I said, no, for many letters contrast. Actually, it's quite clear here. I'm sorry for that. Just go back to medical school. Allergic rhinitis, basically a few points. Actually, is IgE mediated disease, and must be after an allergen exposure. You must expose to the allergens, and it will trigger off the IgE and the cascades of allergies starting. Okay, and it's a disorder of the nose. So these are the few important key points. And allergic rhinitis is along the allergic cascade, if you know. A small child, they can start with baby, infant, can start with eczema. And when the eczema all sort of settle, they will present it to you with coughing, bronchitis, or even asthma. And normally the child, if they have childhood asthma, the asthma normally you tell them, right, you can control, but by about 12 years old, 13 years old, the asthma will settle, most of them. Okay? And just before the asthma subsiding, allergic rhinitis will come. Alright? And allergic rhinitis, a fire in your body that you have to accept. It will not go away, but it will go away one day. Alright? But the thing is, whether you pour in water or you pour in kerosene, as simple as that. And no doctor in the world, including myself, can cure your allergic rhinitis. Why I say so? Because a lot of time, some patients have seen other ENT surgeon and they come to see me. Say that I have seen the ENT surgeon, I see him, he give me some medicine, I'm well, but for a while and then I come back. So, but for them, this is not cure. This ENT surgeon doesn't help me. He doesn't cure me. So otherwise they come to see me in the hope that I can cure. You know. So again, it's back to communication. So always I will tell these pictures a fire. So it's a fire in your body that it will not get away. Only thing is that doctor is only like me and only act as a fire brigade, a bomber. When the fire is big, you have to see a bomber, right? Or call a bomber. When the fire is small, you can settle it by yourself with a home fire extinguisher or even a pail of water. But you don't add kerosene inside lah. And the kerosene is the allergens. Yeah, allergens. For example, most of the in Asia country is actually spices, seafood, and dairy products. And top on the list is not all this. Top on the list is dust mite in children. 80% of them dust mites. So these are the kerosene in your life. So if you can manage to find the kerosene in your life, avoid it, then your allergic rhinitis will be much better. No cure. We're talking about control. Have to tell a patient, there's no cure, but we can control, just like control your asthma. This is how you all treat your asthma patients, right? Education to the parents. So same thing here, you need to have education to the parents or the patients. Okay, how about sinusitis? Sinusitis, big argument over the past 20 years by panel of experts of ENT surgeons across Europe and US and in North America. They argue for 7 days how you define sinusitis. And they came up with a new word called rhinosinusitis. But even myself, sometimes I don't use that. I just use sinusitis because my colleagues so use that word. But strictly speaking, among the ENT fraternity, the proper term is rhinosinusitis. And it's the inflammation of two things. Inflammation of two things. Mucosa and bone. Bone, okay? Not only mucosa, so mucosa and bone. So when a bone is involved, you know that the treatment can be prolonged. It's not like something like a flu, after 7 days is fine. When it's sinusitis involving a mucosa and the bone, you need to treat at least a month. Alright? So if you see this picture, these are the sinuses, and these are the inflamed one with excessive mucus productions. And these are the cause for headache, facial pain, even toothache. Yeah, I have patients who go to see dentists, and dentist say nothing wrong in your molar tooth or anything, but go and see an ENT. Yeah, because they don't present with any nose problem. They just present with toothache. I also have patients who presented with just coughing for a few months. When you ask about nose problem, I have no nose problem. When you do the scan, this whole thing are wiped out. You know, it's the most severe form of sinusitis. But he will say, "Are you sure this is my scan? I have nothing wrong with my nose." Why? Because sinusitis can be developed acutely over 1 day or 2 days. That will come with presented symptoms of fever and pain. But it also can develop, most of them develop slowly, over weeks and months, that you're so adept to it, you think that is a normal nose for you. Right? So, medical school. After all my ENT postings is only 2 weeks in medical school. 1 week lepak-lepak, another week study book only, and when the lecturer gives you a case there, this is a typical case of eardrum perforation. And everybody will take the otoscope. I don't know nowadays, but my time is like that. All the medical students will take the otoscope, look in the ear. Oh, yeah lah, for the whole day. But actually, we see nothing. Yeah, agree or not? Agree or not? And but nowadays it's different. Nowadays we can put a camera in. You know? We can camera in. Everybody can see, appreciate. Now the teaching one is better. So the medical school training for ENT is very poor that time, my time. Yeah. So this word never come across until I do a ENT specialist training. Yeah? It's osteomeatal complex, and it's this here. Yeah, frontal sinus, ethmoid sinus, maxillary sinus. It drains to a very narrow place. It doesn't drain to like a straight route. No. So for example, maxillary sinus, the mucus here have to go all the way up, climbing Mount Everest, all the way up to this narrowing, and then come down here, and then go down, and then come up. Why is this way? We don't know. Ask God. This is our facial development, and the opening by definition is only 4 millimeter. 4 millimeter. And that makes your sinus survive for years and years. And that 4 millimeter, if it's blocked, you know what happened. Yeah? So this is a CT scan. If you see, this is the maxillary sinus, this is the eyeball, ethmoid sinus. All this, the mucus will drain through a very tiny opening here. This is called osteomeatal complex. And the maxillary sinus is the worst because, as you can imagine, if you are standing or sitting, the frontal ethmoid can drain by gravity, but the maxillary have to against the gravity. You know, so it go through this very narrow place. So sinusitis, basically, the cause of it is traffic jam. So if you manage to settle the traffic jam in the nose, your sinus will be cured or controlled. So very important. You just imagine the lot of traffic here and they have to go through here. So what makes traffic jam? Number one, there's excessive mucus production, means a lot of cars, but the road is small. Number two, the road is there but deformed. For example, after injury, after a car accident, this complex is deformed. Number three, there's growth like polyps blocking. Number four, the septum. The septum is bent on one side, so it causes traffic narrowing. So basically, if you manage the traffic jam, your sinus problem will be very, very minimal. So, allergic rhinitis, the cause is allergy. Sinusitis, the cause is traffic jam. Very simple. And looks simple, but it took many, many years to understand this. Okay. So, when a patient comes to see you, I don't know, for me, they come to see me, they always say, my child have flu. 伤风, okay? Flu. Actually, that's flu, it's not flu. But you ask, how long is the flu? Oh, my child having this flu for 5 years. So it's not flu, because flu is, you know, it's a viral infection. Yeah? And all the nose problem, they come with only one, almost similar symptom. Blocked nose, running nose, sneezing. That's it. Blocked nose, running nose, sneezing. So if you have sinusitis, you have blocked nose, running nose, sneezing. If you have allergic rhinitis, you have blocked nose, running nose, sneezing. Same. So how you tell? So normally we dig more in the history, because to me the history, most of the time when I dig more in the history, before I put a scope in, I will more or less know about this patient, whether they have sinusitis or have allergic rhinitis or something else. Of course, the endoscope will confirm or even give me more information. So history taking is very important. So if you see here the difference, but I think we don't have to elaborate on common cold or flu. This is very, very, very straightforward. Allergic rhinitis, you can see the durations, and sinusitis. And if you see this chart, allergic rhinitis, you don't have facial pain, you don't have toothache, you don't have headache, okay? Coughing sometimes, you will have a very bad uncontrolled rhinitis. But sinusitis, yes. So if this chart, you know that facial pain, why you got a facial pain? Because of bone infection. It's the bone. And I have patients who have cacosmia. Cacosmia means foul smelling in the nose. Those smells, patients will describe to me like tikus mati dalam hidung saya, a dead rat smell. I always say that something is there, something is there, looking high and low for some dead rats or things like that, or lizards. But the wife or the husband say nothing. I don't smell anything, but you smell anything, something is there. Those actually is the necrotic smell from the bone, especially the ethmoid sinus. What's ethmoid sinus? The bone is very thin. So thin, it's like your crab, you know, when you eat a crab. All the small partitions, bone is very thin. So those thin bone, when you get infected, it can get necrotic in some, and it can cause this kind of smell, right? So this is extra slide because sometimes they come predominantly with headache, and I have a lot of patients referred by neurosurgeon to see me, neurosurgeon or neurologist to see me. Because they admitted under them for headache, and actually it's not neurological causes, it's rhinological causes, rhinogenic headache. So I also sometimes I have to differentiate this because of my grade. Because they almost have similar features, but this one they don't have. Persistent yellow-green nasal discharge, okay, and fever and lymph node if they have So this is a highlight. This is an extra slide to tell you. Headache, do consider sometimes it's a rhinogenic headache. Nose in origin. So to summarize it, sinusitis, you look for infective features. Allergic rhinitis, you look for allergic features. And I say just now, IgE mediated in allergy. So what the body produces is histamine by the mast cell. If you still remember your medical school teaching, the two IgE, the Y, attached to the mast cell and some allergen that bridge across, and the mast cell will just open up and release histamine. So histamine causes symptoms of allergy, typically itchiness. They may not have an itchy nose. Some of my patients come with itchy ears, itchy throat, itchy eyes, itchy nose. So itchiness is one of the cardinal symptoms of allergies. So in my history teaching, I always ask for this. And sometimes they have other allergy as well. Drug allergies or eczema or asthma. Sinusitis is different. Look for infective features. Facial pain, toothache. This is the cacosmia. Means it's a foul smelling smell in your nose. Colored post-nasal drips, green color, yellow color. Prolonged sore throat and coughing. This prolonged sore throat. Okay, I almost see every day, and almost 100% of them are treated by their practitioner, general practitioner, as pharyngitis. But actually it's not. So I always tell them, I need to treat elsewhere to cure your throat. This sore throat, I think some of you may experience it. Myself, I experience it because I always expose to my patients the virus and bacteria. Is that you have a sore throat that though it's not bad enough for you to having dysphagia. It's some dryness and soreness, but you can eat all of the food like normal, right? But just middle of the night, you feel like very pain, sharp pain on one side, or early morning, 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, before you wake up, those pain, the discomfort in the throat. Sometimes the whole day, first 3 hours, the last 3 hours of sleep is a very poor sleep because when you swallow, something is there scratching, But when you wake up, after the cup of drink or a simple breakfast, that kind of feeling less really. Alright? So this is not pharyngitis. This actually is from the nose. Or secondly now, another big group is gastroesophageal reflux. Okay? Acid reflux or post-nasal drips can cause this kind of sore throat. So if you see this kind of patient, you open up the throat, the first thing I see normally the tonsils. If the tonsils is big but not inflamed, don't think all big tonsils are a problem. Some are very big, actually it's not inflamed. So it's not the cause. Tonsils not inflamed. The back of the throat looks a bit granular, or if you see two band, like a red color pharyngeal band. So this kind of band, straight away you need to be hard in the nose. And some of our patients will ask about reflux. If you have reflux, you have to treat reflux. Because these are the cause. If you give them Dequatine, PCM, course of antibiotic, they won't well. They will go to another GP, not getting better, get a GP. Well, everybody is treating the throat, the pharynx. But when they come to me, I treat them with antihistamine. I treat them even with nasal spray, and even like proton pump inhibitor. Within about 2 weeks, when they come back, they are well. So these are the sharing that I think a lot of you not really know about this. So when the patient have sore throat, ask about the history. What kind of sore throat? Is it sore throat that you cannot eat, or is it sore throat that early morning, 2-3 hours before you wake up, the throat is dissolved, but after the meal, after the breakfast, the sore throat is less. They say, yeah, it's like that. Then you know this is actually not, you don't treat the pharynx. Don't treat the pharynx. The pharynx, I always say, the pharynx is the victim. The culprit is the nose or the reflux. So these are the few points very important. But having said, you can differentiate allergic rhinitis and sinusitis, but beware of mixture. I have a lot of patients with mixture of those both. And these are the challenging ones. These are the ones that I need a scope to decide. They may have long-standing allergic rhinitis and they have sinusitis. Both coming together. So beware of a mixture. So this kind of mixture, if you think that you can handle it, you handle it. If you cannot, you have to see an ENT to follow scope. So for allergic rhinitis, what are choices of treatment? There is a guideline called ARIA guideline, ARIA. You type ARIA in Google search, there will be thousands of websites to show you, including the chart I'm going to show you in the next few slides. ARIA guideline is, ARIA means is allergic rhinitis impact on asthma. Yeah? This guideline is very helpful and you should follow it because if you do this, follow this guideline, I think your patient will have a better cure rate. And you see, this guideline is not new. It's not new, okay? And it's revised about 7 years ago. So this guideline, but unfortunately, it's not being sort of publicized or animated or send the message across to all the doctors. So a lot of doctors not aware of this. And this is the expert, evidence-based guidelines to share. This is the old classification in my time in the medical school. Allergic rhinitis of 2 types, seasonal and perennial. But now no more. Now no more. Now we need to classify them as moderate, severe, mild, and the second parameter, intermittent or persistent. So this is how we diagnose it and classify it. So if you have sleep normal, your daily activity is normal, okay, your work and school is okay, and there's no troublesome symptom, it's mild, and you have any one of these, then you're actually moderate severe. And it's a duration. Intermittent is 4 days and less. Okay, persistent is more than 4 days away. So I always ask my patient, you will have symptoms, confirm these symptoms is not flu first, and then I always ask them, how many days away? Sometimes they say, oh, every day. So normally I ask specifically, Monday to Sunday, this is how I ask really, Monday to Sunday, 7 days, how many days you have sneezing, running nose and blocked nose? They said, 2 days. But before that, people you ask, they say, oh, every day. So this is our patients, our dear patients. So, and when you ask them, how's the sleep? Okay, they say, oh, sleep sometimes is disturbed, I cannot sleep, having congestion nose, very itchy, you know the sleep is poor. How about your school and your work? All these things, it's very important. And the most important thing also, I think, is duration. Duration, because duration decide a lot on different modality of treatments. And this is the algorithms that if you can download from any internet websites. So you can see first divide into intermittent or persistent. This is by duration. Okay. So if it's intermittent, whether mild or moderate, okay, or persistent mild. So this intermittent moderate or persistent mild classified the same classification. You can read through this. I'm not going to go in details because you can get it from any internet website. But the things I want to highlight is the duration of treatment. Yeah, it's not like you're giving 5 days, 3 days medicine, 5 days medicine, and it's the 2 to 4 weeks. I always give 4 weeks in government hospital. Last time I even give 3 months, and because too many patients cannot afford to stay every month. So give them medicine, 3 months come back. So this is how ENT in government are working. But generally speaking, 2 to 4 weeks. Okay. Yes, again, you see, if failure, step up. If it's improved, have to continue for another 1 month. Yeah. So another parable, another story I always tell my patient. Allergy is something like a submarine. the submarine already almost near the seawater level. So when it raise up, whatever you eat also got problem. Okay, for example, you take chili, normally it's okay. But now your submarine go out already, you take chili also have problem. You take ice water also got problem. So you need to bring this submarine down, push it down. Not just push down for a while and then let it up again. So that's why I always say you need about a month to push the submarine really down. When it's really down, then you take chili, you may not have problem. So this duration, this chart, 65 duration. But you can see all is actually antihistamine. Okay? H1 blocker. H1 blocker is the antihistamine, or intranasal H1 blocker. Okay? So these are the two gold standard of treatment. So this is another guideline chart. If you see it step up, you will see that from here is oral non-sedative H1 blocker or steroid or the decongestants. When you go up the step, you know that you need the intranasal steroids all the way to moderate severe. And of course, this avoidance of course is always ideal. But I can tell you 80% of my patients I can't find the cause. But if you can highlight to them, they may be able to find the cause. I give you an example. A 40 years old plus lady to come to see me with severe nose allergy. I treated for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, not getting better at all. It's very funny because I told the patient, normally very seldom your age you have allergic rhinitis. Normally you have some allergic rhinitis during your childhood or secondary school. This one never had. Only at 40 plus you have it. So I say you must be something else in surrounding your life. Some change in your life that causing problem. Go back and look for it. And this lady come back after 2 weeks, say that doctor, I'm off any single tablet. I am not on single tablets, and I'm well. I said, you've managed to find the fire in your life. I said, yes. It's the water filter. The husband bought a water filter because from there on, they do have to boil the water, the pipe water, boil the water and drink. So everybody just use water filter and drink straight. But for her, she cannot drink that. She have to boil the pipe water. Then she's fine. How I explain it, I cannot understand. Maybe the membrane filter, some material that she allergic to. But hard to say. Things like move house, move to a new house, especially near classic cement. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot. Renovation near your house, renovation in your office, taking a new health supplement. When you stop the new supplement, then the dose is okay. So all these are actually little bit fires or kerosene that add on to it. Yeah? Okay. So allergic avoidance, it's actually looks ideal, but actually practically very hard to find. So talking about nasal steroids, point number one, a lot of parents get steroid. Doctor, this is steroid. Yeah. Now I learn through many years of experience. I don't wait for them to ask me. I straight away tell them this is steroid. Alright? But I say steroid have a lot. There's a steroid cream, there's steroid tablets, there's steroid inhaler, there's steroid injection, there's steroid nasal spray. I say that even the cream that you apply on your skin, it absorbs almost 100%. But nasal steroid put into the nose, it absorbs less than 0.05%. That's why most of the nasal steroids actually is safe for even 2 years old. So most of the parents accept that. If they don't accept that, I have the article to show them the percentage of bioavailability in the body, So then they convince. So instead of they ask me and I defend, I straight away volunteer to them. This is steroids. Any question? No. Most of the time, our parents and patients very allergic to the word steroids. So you need to explain to them this steroids is very minimal dose in terms of microgram. Your prednisolone is 5 milligram, means it's 5,000 microgram. this is only one spray is only about 100 to 200 microgram. And some more the absorption is very, very minimal. So there's no issue. So you can use up even as young as 2 years old. Right? So these are I took these pictures, these are all the samples I have in my clinics. Quick one, this is not steroid, this is Afrin nasal spray, and this is oxynase. These are the two, sometimes it's very useful, especially in acute symptoms, or you open up the jalan, open up the traffic jam so that the nasal steroid can go in. But you cannot use for too long. I only give them about 7 days to 10 days, that's it, maximum. I say if you're okay after 3 days also you stop. So, because if I have seen enough cases of rhinitis medicamentosa induced by decongestant, and some end up in surgery. So, not for long term. And another one is otrivin nasal spray as well. Okay, so these are the original. This is Evermis. This is the Flixonase. This is our sponsor generic Frutinite. The Frutinite is fluticasone. Is generic of this. Right, Rhinocort, and this is the Budinite is the generic of this. Nasacort, Nasonite is a generic of it. Okay, this is Nasonex, this is Omnaris. So all these are nasal spray. Which one to choose? Which one to start? It really depends on individual patients and doctor. Yeah. Sometimes, for example, if you are a general practitioners. And the patient expect to see you and don't expect to pay a lot, you can't give a 80 ringgit or 90 ringgit Nasonex. Alright? So you have to judge tailor by the price, and also children's, young children's, normally it's better to give nasal cords or the equivalents or Nasonex, because these are for young children's. Our child specialists like to give this frequently. Alright? Dextrotrophic is this one. Alright? We Omnaris and Nasacort or Nasonite. When you spray inside, you stay longer in the nose. So you achieve a better therapeutic effect. But nevertheless, if you give them the best, patient may not respond. You have to choose to other, and then they respond well. I have patients who respond well to the cheaper one rather than the expensive one. Right? So it really tailored to the patient's response and the financial status. Yeah. So how I approach, how I do it in the next few slides is all actually case scenario. This is how I ask my patient in my clinic day to day. What are your problems? How long? Always I ask how long and how many days a week, because I want it to be intermittent or persistent. How's the sleep? How's the work? How's the leisure activity? I look for infective features, for example, facial pain, unilateral headache, cough, yellowish, greenish phlegm, any problem in the ear. Sometimes some child come with ear pain. Because of otitis media. How's the throat and how's the voice? I always ask about all these allergy history, smoking, environmental. Environmental is so important in my field. I always ask about environmental and also ask about smoking. So if you know there's this flu, treat any flu. You're also expert to it. So if it's allergic rhinitis, go back to the guideline and see how you treat. And with sinusitis, you need to use antibiotics and nasal cleansing. Scenario 1, 26-year-old man, running nose, sneezing, and itchy nose for 5 months. No coughing or post-nasal drip. No headache or face pain. Allergic to penicillin. He had a childhood asthma, but it's well after the age of 12. So what do you think is this? 2 8-year-old girl, right eye pain, blocked nose, running nose, fever, and coughing for 7 days. No other significant history. So what do you think about this? Short durations, eye pain, to fever. It can be just an ordinary flu. Okay? Right. Scenario 3, 40-year-old man, left blocked nose, running nose, yellowish phlegm for 2 weeks duration, the upper toothache, having itchy nose and eyes for 1 month, for 1 week, smoking 2 packets per day. Impression? Sinusitis, most likely, yeah? Okay, so this is how I do it in my clinic day to day. You also can do it, you know. 14-year-old girl, blocked nose, running nose, and coughing for 2 weeks. Itchy nose and morning sneezing almost daily for the past 10 years. No other significant history. So, allergic rhinitis most likely. So, case study. So, a 14-year-old boy, the mother brought the child to see me. Isang, they always flu. So, what's the next question? What do you mean by 胸风 first? Okay, because the 胸风 can be anything, you know, for lay person. So you ask basically what do you mean by that? So it's actually running nose, sneezing, and blocked nose. So next question. 4 months. Okay, next question. This I do this every day for many years, so automatically. Okay. So how frequent? Okay, how frequent? I always uncle auntie Monday to Sunday, 7 days. How many days? So you have to ask that. Otherwise, how many days a week? Every day. Okay. Okay, almost daily. Okay, what's the next question? So when you ask specifically, 5 days a week. Okay, it's already considered persistent. Okay, next question. For other features, and this young boy have ear pain 3 times for the past 3 months. How about next questions? Treated by the family doctor, well for a while, but the flu come back again after medicine finish. So it's something like allergic rhinitis treated by one of you, be happy, was okay. After a while, come back again, fed up already. That's why you come to see me. Okay, next question. Dig more in the history. No matter how busy you are, you still have to dig more on it. So past medical history, asthmatic, but now no more on the inhaler. 14-year-old only. So allergic to seafood and penicillin. Okay, what else to ask? Normally I don't ask this 14-year-old you smoking or not. I don't ask that but I do ask about environmental. So renovation is neighbor house for the past 4 months, and you look back to the history, it's only 4 months. So this boy have some allergic rhinitis face because he had asthma and then allergic rhinitis, but it became worse for the past 4 months because of this factor. And if I don't take the history until the last one, environmental, I may miss it. So the treatment is actually very simple. You treat them, but of course try not to go outdoor. Go outdoor near to the neighbor where a lot of all this cement dust and things like that. So I think some of you know that I always say, okay, this use of otoscope to see the nose. So I call it otoscope, but I call it otorhinoscope because I can use this to see a lot of things in the nose. Because it helps a lot to see until up to the middle turbinates, up to the middle turbinates. And the hair, some of the patients' hair are so abundant that when you put a torchlight in, you see nothing, but you assume yourself you see something. You have to do, if you putting this otoscope inside gently, you can displace the hair and see a lot more information inside. Yeah. And I say beware of mixture of both, right? And this is the child pictures. This is the right, this is the left, middle turbinate. You can see this is congested with a lot of mucus. Okay? And middle turbinates, I'll show you later, middle turbinate should be a bone that with a space in between. If I put a camera in or scope if I see the middle turbinate and there's a space in between nicely looking, I know this was no more. Most of the time, 99% of the time, it's not sinus problem already. Okay, so middle turbinate is very important. Remember to show the picture, the osteomeatal complex, right? So if you have sinus problem in the maxilla, in the ethmoid, in the frontal, your middle turbinate will have problem. You have edema or at least congestion. But if you see a normal one, most likely not. Right? So this one you can see congestion here. And on the other side you can see it now. This is pus flowing out from the ethmoid and maxillary sinus. So this is acute sinusitis. Right. So allergic rhinitis and also acute sinusitis for this patient. So how to treat it? You need to bring down the allergy, and you also need to relieve the traffic jam. Alright, as I said just now, isn't it? Traffic jam. So, number one, you need to kill the allergies by antihistamine and avoid nasal renovation. You need to kill the germs by giving, of course, antibiotics. You need to reduce the car production, right? So, this is antihistamine, you achieve from there. And you need to facilitate the drainage. So sometimes you may need to use saline spray. Now there's a lot, right? Seawater spray, very popular. You can find it in the pharmacy without seeing you. Sterima, Ialuma, Mars, a lot. Okay, so many until I cannot remember them. Cyanomarine, so all these. So these are the principles of how you treat this patient. Okay. I think my time's up already. Last case. 29-year-old lady complained of blocked nose. So question? Next question. Normally blocked nose, I always ask this. Your blocked nose is one side, both side, or alternating side. This is my style, okay? When your patient say, oh, blocked nose, you must ask one side, both side, or alternating side. And most of the time they will say, oh, alternating side, sometimes the right, sometimes the left. Then you know this is something like maybe a septal division and with some allergy or sinusitis. But if it's only one side, then it ring a bell. Because why only one side? Yeah? But if it's only one side for many years, then maybe septal division now. And now got infection and that's why he come to see you. But if it's a short duration, it's a different story. And if it's in a child, a young boy, young girl, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years old, come with one side blocked nose, then it's different. The first diagnosis is foreign body. The second diagnosis is foreign body. And the third diagnosis is foreign body. Okay. So only left side for 4 weeks. And there's no sneezing, no running nose, no chilliness. It seems like no allergy symptoms at all. Okay. And there's no injury to the nose. There's no bad smell in the nose, no facial pain, and no post-nasal drips. And you have a blood stain discharge for the past 4 weeks. So this is typically ENT case. Don't try to treat, quickly refer. If you can put the otoscope to see, you may pick up something. So, wait. Okay, medical history, I think, no allergy, nothing. Okay, and this is the scoop. And this is the normal picture of nasopharynx. This is the nasopharynx on the right side, and this is the opening, the eustachian tube opening. And if you putting a wire inside, you reach the middle ear. Right? And on the left side, you can see something is there. Okay, but this is not at the nasopharynx. This is actually at the middle nasal cavity. If a nasopharynx, normally we assume is MPC lah. But this is not. Nasopharynx, you can see this side, this is the left side, looks all right. This is actually in the middle nasal cavity coming out from the middle turbinates. So in this case, what should be the next? This is already an ENT specialist question. The next step, not medical. Yeah, you need to get collect info, because what you see in the nose is only this triangle. You don't see the large part of the maxillary sinus, frontal sinus, ethmoid sinus. So how to see that? By X-ray. Right. CT scan. If you can see right eye, left eye, ethmoid sinus, maxillary sinus, turbinates, and here folding, right out, and coming out like that. So if something is growing there, right? So of course the next step is straight over to do surgery. Okay, to do surgery. And histology come back, luckily not cancer. It's inverted papilloma. 16% of them, if you don't operate, you turn to squamous cell carcinoma. So inverted papilloma can be very nasty. So I have patients who I send to UM, I send to Singapore, operated, they still recur. Yeah, it depends on how extensive is the inverted papilloma. So yeah, that's it. I hope I have enough sharing that you can learn today.